The asylum loomed, a behemoth of cracked concrete and shattered windows. Locals called it cursed, whispered of tormented souls trapped within. We were here to find out, to see if the stories were true. Fear, a familiar friend, coiled in my gut. The air grew cold as we approached, a chill that seeped into your bones. The iron gates groaned open, a rusty mouth swallowing us whole. Shadows stretched long and hungry, consuming the last rays of twilight. Goosebumps prickled my skin. Something felt wrong, deeply wrong. We stepped inside, the floor littered with debris. Dust motes danced in the weak beams of our flashlights. The air hung heavy, thick with the stench of decay and something else. Something metallic and sharp. The smell of fear maybe clinging to every surface. Or maybe our own. Our footsteps echoed in the cavernous halls, each one amplified in the silence. The only other sound, the whisper of wind whistling through broken panes. It sounded like moans, like pleas for help, or maybe warnings. My heart hammered against my ribs. We passed rooms filled with rusted medical equipment, wheelchairs with torn upholstery, a gurney stained a disturbing shade of brown, the remnants of forgotten lives, of unimaginable suffering. The air grew colder, the oppressive darkness pressing in on us, smothering, a sudden noise, a crash from somewhere deep within the asylum. We spun around, flashlights slicing through the darkness. Nothing. Just our own ragged breaths echoing in the silence. But the feeling of being watched intensified, hunted. We pressed on, deeper into the heart of the asylum, each room more disturbing than the last. Then at the end of a long, dark corridor we found it. A door, concealed behind peeling wallpaper. Ward 13, scrawled on a rusted metal plate. My blood ran cold. This felt different, darker. The door creaked open, revealing a room bathed in shadows. It was a ward, lined with beds. Rusted metal frames, the mattresses rotted to dust. But there was something in those beds. Shapes. Human shape. My breath caught in my throat. As my flashlight beam swept across the room, it landed on the figure in the center bed. He was skeletal, his skin stretched taut over bones, dressed in a tattered hospital gown. But his eyes were open, staring at us, and he was smiling. A grotesque, knowing grin that sent shivers down my spine. He was alive. Panic surged through me. This wasn't right, this wasn't normal. The figure in the bed coughed, a dry, rattling sound, a sound that spoke of death and decay. He was trying to speak, to us. My every instinct screamed at me to run, to get out. We backed away slowly, our eyes never leaving the figure in the bed. His grin widened, a mockery of a smile, a promise of something sinister, something evil. We stumbled out of the room, slamming the door shut behind us. The sound reverberated through the asylum, a death knell. We ran until the asylum was nothing but a dark silhouette in the distance. The memory of that grin, those eyes seared into my mind. Some places, some doors are meant to stay closed. Some secrets are best left buried. Tonight we learned